You were always there, always available, always just one text away. And then one day you realize they don't value you. They expect you. You pull back for 48 hours. No announcement, no drama, just silence. And suddenly, they notice. They check in. They miss you. They start chasing something they took for granted. Machiavelli saw this 5 centuries ago. Men value things more when they are rare and hard to obtain, not because of their true worth, but because of the struggle to get them. The tamed dog thinks loyalty means constant access. He confuses being present with being valued. He's always on call, always replying instantly, always available, and wonders why he feels invisible. The wolf knows a brutal truth. Your value isn't measured by how often you show up. It's measured by how much they feel your absence. Today, we break down the Scarcity Engine. 4 laws of strategic absence that flip the power dynamic back in your favor. Not to play games with people, but to reset expectations and reclaim your worth. Type absence in the comments if you're ready to stop being background noise. This content is for educational purposes to help you understand psychological dynamics and protect your own value. We do not condone manipulating or harming others. In this series, dog and wolf represent mindsets, never individuals. Law 1. The Access Audit. Here's the uncomfortable question. Who in your life has unlimited access to you? Not who could reach you in an emergency. Who actually expects you to reply within minutes, any time of day or night? Who gets anxious if you don't respond fast enough? Who have you trained to expect constant availability? Machiavelli wrote, "A prince must have no other object or thought than war and its organization." Translation: your attention is a strategic resource. Spending it like everyone deserves equal access is not generosity. It's poor strategy. Grab a piece of paper. Write down every person who regularly contacts you. Now put them into 4 tiers. Tier 4, the public, strangers, acquaintances, people you barely know. They get responses in days, if at all. Tier 3, the network, colleagues, casual contacts, people you like but don't owe. They get responses within 24 to 48 hours. Tier 2, the circle, real friends, close allies, people who've earned trust. They get responses within hours, but not instantly. Tier 1, the inner sanctum, partner, family, your ride or die. They get priority access, but even they don't own you. The wolf doesn't announce this system, he just lives it. His availability reflects relationship, not anxiety. If everyone has equal access to you, no one actually values access to you. Law 2. Strategic silence. Windows. You disappear for a weekend. No posts, no replies, no stories. When you return, something shifts. People ask where you've been. They're more engaged. Your presence lands differently. This isn't manipulation. It's contrast. When you're always there, you become wallpaper. When you occasionally vanish, your return becomes an event. Machiavelli understood this. Men tire of good fortune almost as quickly as of bad. Even your presence, your good fortune to them, becomes ordinary if it never stops. Schedule deliberate silence windows, not as punishment to others, as medicine for yourself. 1 evening a week, phone off, notifications off, fully offline. 1 weekend a month, limited digital presence, no pressure to reply. 1 week a year, true isolation, recalibration. Here's the trick. Don't announce it. Just do it. When you reappear and they ask, a calm, "I was offline," says everything without explaining anything. I remember the first weekend I tried this. Friday night, I turned off notifications. Saturday morning, I felt phantom buzzes, my hand reaching for a phone that wasn't buzzing. By Sunday, something strange happened. My mind cleared. I had actual thoughts, not just reactions. Monday morning, I checked my messages. Nothing urgent had exploded. The world kept spinning. And a few people actually wrote, "Hey, you okay? Haven't heard from you?" That's when I realized my constant availability wasn't keeping relationships alive. It was keeping me invisible. You don't disappear to punish them. You disappear to remind yourself and them that you exist, whether they're watching or not. Law 3. Scarcity framing. Two people say the same sentence. One sounds desperate. One sounds valuable. The difference isn't the words, it's the frame. "I'm free this weekend. Want to hang?" Versus, "I've got some space Saturday afternoon if you want to connect." One signals, "My calendar is empty. Please fill it." The other signals, "I have a life, and there's a small window if it aligns." Machiavelli observed that men judge more by appearances than by reality. The wolf doesn't lie about his life. He simply doesn't apologize for having one. Shift your language from "I'm available" to "I have capacity." I can do Tuesday, not "Tuesday works for me if that's okay." I have an opening at 3, not "I'm free whenever you are." Let me check my schedule, not "I'll make time whenever." You're not playing games. You're not pretending to be busy. You're simply communicating that your time has structure, not just emptiness. This works because it's true. The wolf's life has shape. The dog's life is just waiting to be filled by others. Language that apologizes for your existence invites others to treat you like an apology. Law 4. High leverage returns. You've been scarce. You've protected your time. Now you reappear. The dog rushes back, over-explaining his absence, seeking reassurance. "Sorry I was gone. Everything okay? Did you miss me?" The wolf returns like he never left. Calm, present, unapologetic. Here's the psychology. When you reappear without anxiety, you communicate that your absence wasn't about them. It was about you. And strangely, that's more attractive. It signals you have an inner world they don't control. Machiavelli knew that. A prince must appear merciful, faithful, humane, religious, and upright. But his mind must be disposed so that he can be the opposite when needed. Translation: you can be warm and present and completely sovereign. When you return from a silence window, don't over-explain. "Was offline" or "took a break" is enough. Don't apologize. Your time is yours to manage. Be fully present. The irony of strategic absence is that it makes your presence more present, not less. People feel the difference. Someone who's genuinely recharged versus someone who's anxiously re-engaging. The goal isn't to make them miss you. The goal is to make your presence matter when you're there. Law 5. The abundance mindset. Here's the deeper layer. Strategic absence only works if you're actually building something worth returning to. If you disappear but spend that time doom-scrolling and ruminating, the silence means nothing. If you disappear and use that time to build, learn, create, and recharge, you return as someone more valuable than when you left. Machiavelli's deeper lesson. The first method for estimating a ruler's intelligence is to look at the men he has around him. Today, look at what you fill your silence with. If it's empty, your return will feel empty. Before you implement any of these laws, ask yourself, what am I building in my absence? A skill? A project? Physical health? Mental clarity? Financial independence? The scarcity engine isn't about pretending to have value. It's about actually building it and letting your availability reflect that reality. The dog fears that if he stops performing availability, he'll be forgotten. The wolf knows, if you're actually becoming more, your absence creates curiosity. Your return creates impact. You don't create value by being hard to reach. You create value by becoming worth reaching for. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Why do you reply instantly? Why do you feel anxious when someone doesn't respond? Why does silence feel like rejection? The dog seeks validation through responsiveness. He confuses being there with being loved. Your shadow work? Sit with the silence. Notice the urge to check, to text, to explain. Ask yourself, if I stopped performing availability, what would I actually have to feel? The discomfort of being alone with your own thoughts? The fear that without constant contact, relationships would dissolve? The terrifying possibility that your value might not be in how others see you, but in who you actually are? The wolf doesn't fear these questions. He faces them. I was the guy everyone texted because I always replied. Always. Within minutes. I thought it made me reliable. Then I went on a trip with no signal for 3 days. When I came back, my phone lit up. Not with emergencies, with, "Hey, where were you?" And "We missed you." Nothing had fallen apart. Nothing had exploded. For the first time, I realized my constant availability wasn't keeping the world running. It was just keeping me running on everyone else's schedule. If that hits home, you're not alone. The scarcity engine isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming real. Here's your 7-day challenge. Pick one person who currently gets instant replies from you. For 7 days, take 2 to 4 hours to respond instead of 2 to 4 minutes. Not to punish them, to practice. Notice what happens. Notice how you feel. Notice how they respond. At the end of 7 days, ask yourself, did any relationship collapse? Or did something shift? If this episode cracked something open, if you're tired of being background noise in your own life, hit subscribe. Not because you need another notification, because you're choosing to build a life worth paying attention to. In the next video, we go deeper into reclaiming your focus from the systems that profit from your distraction. We're calling it Attention is Warfare, reclaiming your focus from digital parasites. The dog is always available. The wolf is always becoming. Type SARC in the comments if you're ready to stop being everyone's backup plan.